Guys, I need you to get ready for a big move. Right now in this video, I am going to explain why there is big things that are happening in the next week. I'm going to show you a few different charts here pointing towards one very specific direction of what you can expect in the very near future, guys. So make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end, guys, because like I said, we have important things to talk about today. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. So what you can see for Bitcoin is that we have continuously been going down and bouncing off of my orange line here at $100,000. So after us having lost this level right here, boom, straight down to the 100K level, and then bounce, straight down again, bounce. And now let's see, because if we come back down here again, are we going to once again see a bounce, or are we going to finally break down from this? Because we have some very important things that has happened the last 2 days I need to bring to you. But from a technical standpoint, this is still very strong here at $100,000. And on-chain, the on-chain data shows us that this is extremely significant. I will show you that here in a little bit here in regards to why the $100,000 level is so important. But for me, I have no worries. I continue to say that, in my opinion, every single kind of dip opportunity you have is probably going to be a good one, because I believe that we are going to see higher prices. And so any kind of opportunity you have to buy at lower prices is something that I am taking advantage of. And for me, with my trades, have I changed anything? No, of course not. I'm still keeping my strategies open for every day that goes by the last few days. With this volatility, boom, back and forth, I'm just making more and more gains every day. I think that this has gone up by, I think this was like 395K from the algorithm a few days ago. Now I added another 15K here from the algorithm, while the price is more or less at the same point. So that is all great. I have no worries in regards to this. And for every day that goes by, I'm just making more and more gains. I will talk more about that here in a little bit. But it's still looking pretty good, in my opinion, for Bitcoin. On the short term, yes, we still have this downtrend. It is very clear that we are in this downtrend right now. But this falling wedge that is starting to form right here, this is actually a bullish pattern, and more often than not, these breaks towards the upside. There's a bullish bias on this pattern that is currently forming for Bitcoin. So yeah, in my opinion, things are looking good. We just need to make sure that we're not getting wrecked and liquidated here. And with that said, let's move over to Ethereum. So Ethereum is still also resting and finding support of my $3,260 level. For Solana, we're seeing some support here as well. So you can see we went down to the orange lines here multiple times on the wicks, but got bounced, or we saw a bounce every single time. That's great. For BNB, we're trying to break through the $992 level. So that's looking good for BNB as well. So for traditional markets, this is really interesting, because traditional markets saw a big drop yesterday, and we dropped exactly to my yellow line here. So let me extend this a little bit. This is one line that I've been talking about ever since we were breaking out of this wedge here, this rising wedge. So that's ironic. So you have the rising wedge here, you have the falling wedge for Bitcoin. Rising wedge typically is actually a bearish pattern, but this time it did break out towards the upside. And that is also fundamentally what we believed it would do, because gold was going up, and then I thought that the liquidity from gold is going to end up here in the traditional market as well, and we will see a pump. But anyway, so with the extension from this trend line, we went down to the absolute dollar here, and a lot of people got in here at this yellow line here. So that's good. And the market structure is still looking good. The market structure is still, in my opinion, looking bullish. I don't see any reason for me to become bearish right now. And I still believe that we're going to see the peak in 2026. Until we see the peak, we are going to see swings back and forth. And that is exactly what I want in order for my trading strategies to make more and more gains. Okay, so for my trading strategies, I'm down 50K on the Bitcoin strategy, but all of these other ones are up significantly. The first ones I did, like 115 here on Ethereum, 60 on Solana, 60 on the second Ethereum one, The second Bitcoin bond is up. The only ones that are not up is the ones that I created recently, which is the XRP one and the BNB one. But slowly but surely, in 12 days, they at least made 7K here for BNB. And with time, it is just going to, just like with these other ones, it's going to continue to make more and more. Not financial advice, but that is what I am putting my funds into, and I am I will continue to, of course, update you on my progress right here. But if you want to use my trading strategies as well for BNB, for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, Solana, whichever, you have all of the links down in the description. You can sign up to Pionex using this link right here, and then you can claim the bonuses. You can use the bonuses and open up a strategy with. Here are the direct links for my main strategies, and if you want to use them for any other coin, you have all of the strategies on these two links. So make sure to take advantage of that. For manual trading, Tapit is amazing. So you have the Tapit link right here. You have VX as well, and Tapit actually has the best deposit bonuses available right now. So make sure to check that out. Let's continue. So why did the market, even though you saw a big drop here for the traditional markets, Bitcoin and crypto actually pumped a little bit? And part of that is because MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, announced yesterday that they are actually raising their raise from 350 million euros to 620 million. Now, they're going to raise this money and then they're going to buy Bitcoin with it. And usually, what usually happens is that Michael Saylor usually deploys all of the money in a very short space of time. So we could see the buy-in happen as early as like Monday or even Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. So that is why the market reacted good and we saw a nice pump, even though traditional markets saw a significant drop here. Now the question is, of course, this amount of money is not going to be able to sustain and break a trend. Could it just be short term and then we're going to see some more downside? That remains to be seen. But like I said, any kind of dip buying opportunity is a good one in my opinion. So I'm keeping my eyes on that. Also, if you look at 100K, it is a very important on-chain number. Why? Because if you look at the amount of people that purchased Bitcoin as an average price of less than $50,000, they took profit here at 100K. So they started to realize those profits with approximately $3.5 billion an hour in profit here recently. While also the people that bought the top, they are cutting their loss at 100K and they made about $160 million in losses per hour. So that just shows you how important the $100,000 level actually is. But this also means that we're going to see a big psychological shift right here. So we already had a pullback. We already had a big purge of leverage. A lot of people got wrecked and liquidated, including myself, of course, on the big Black Swan event on October the 10th, when XRP dropped by like 60%, absolutely absurd. Sui went down, I don't know how much. Atom went down by like 95%. So that was like a Black Swan event. But now the market is starting to hopefully recover a little bit. But still we need the people that have been buying spot. So they are now repositioning, essentially taking profit and cutting their losses, and we can get ready for a new wave of optimism in the market, a new wave of people, and a new run towards the upside. So that is all great. And also, we know that whales have been offloading huge amounts of Bitcoin throughout the last year or so. But also, if you look at the last few months, in the last 2 months, the amount of Bitcoin that has been transferred to wallets that never sell Bitcoin has been shooting through the roof. So wallets and investors that never sell Bitcoin, they are accumulating Bitcoin like crazy right now. So that is taking supply out from the market. So that's looking good as well. We're transferring Bitcoin from quote unquote weak hands to stronger hands. And also if you look at the MVRV ratio, these are some of like the bottoming signals I need to show you. So what you can see is that we are very low on the MVRV ratio, and during the panic with the tariffs and all of these things that happened at the beginning of the year, you can see that typically when you see a low level like this, we typically see a decent bounce for Bitcoin or a new big uptrend. You can see here we saw a new big uptrend, here we at least saw a big bounce here as well. We're not seeing the big bounce just yet, But I do believe that this also shows us that Bitcoin remains bullish and we are most likely going to see higher prices. Lastly, I want to show you the market momentum. And once again, this chart is showing us that we are getting close to a potential bottom signal. This takes place over multiple years, by the way. And what you can see here, and this is, by the way, the realized profit and loss ratio with the 90-day moving average. So that's the data, but I want to show you what happens when we see very low levels right here. So here we saw a few low levels, big uptrend for Bitcoin, obviously here, big boom, dump, big uptrend for Bitcoin once we bottomed here. And then recently we haven't really gone down since 2023. We haven't crossed into the negative here, or under one, I should say. But we have seen some decent sized pullbacks on the momentum, this green line. And then you see that coincides with a bottoming for Bitcoin. Are we seeing a bottom right now for Bitcoin? Well, maybe not, because this one can still go down a little bit further to reach the previous lows here. Or Bitcoin is different now, because here you used to see it going into the reds, then you didn't see it go into the reds anymore, you just saw it go down to this level right here, and now maybe this is the new normal. So let's see, guys, but this is also telling us that we should be looking for some kind of bottom pretty close. If this was not the bottom right here where we are, I think the bottom for the midterm here is probably not very much lower than this. We will see, guys. And also JP Morgan, they are saying that Bitcoin is going to go up to $170,000 within the next 6 to 12 months. So now more and more of these people and these institutions are starting to say the same thing as I've been saying for well over 1 year, that the peak is going to be in 2026, not 2024 and not 2025. So we will see if I will be right or not, but so far it's looking pretty likely. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.